on a new adventure.
How's it going, everybody? This is Kumbi, and this is Kumbi Reacts. Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you have not subscribed, please do so, guys. It is free, and all you're doing is showing support. Hey, if what I do here is not your vibe, not a big deal, right? I don't like everything that I see or everything I listen to. I'm not saying you need to either, but if you do like it or you want to see more, like I said, like the video, subscribe. Let me know stuff you guys want to see. All it does is help show support, right? It costs you absolutely nothing. So today we're going to jump into, I believe it's a broadcast, actually is what it was, by Paul Harvey. It's a broadcast that he did way back in like 1965, 67, somewhere in that time range. My dates might be off, but it's called If I Were the Devil. I wanted to check this out because I had actually seen that Joe Rogan and them did a reaction where we're talking about this on his podcast. I didn't listen to the actual, the full thing, but I did see, the title clip and such like that. And I was like, oh, what is that? What is If I Were the Devil? So I wanted to check it out and stuff like that. I really like Joe Rogan's podcast, and usually the stuff he listens to on there is, very deep and, it's either deep or it's funny. So either way, we're in for a good laugh or we're in for a deep conversation. So either one I'm down for. But I wanted to check it out. I just assumed by the title, If I Were the Devil, it's going to be a deep conversation. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to jump in, check this out. It's a 3-minute video. So let's see what this is about.
Were the devil. If I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have 1/3 of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree.
Okay, so I can definitely tell this is old. It sounds like an old broadcast, but I like his voice too. I like the old styled vibe to it because it sounds really ominous, really eerie and ominous as he's saying these things. Literally, I've got a little bit of chills just from and then when he said, I would not be satisfied until I had the ripest apple on the tree. So I'm assuming he's saying me, right? So if you're watching the video, it'd be you. So he's just saying hey, the devil wants everybody. He wants all of us, right? And he's not satisfied with 4/5 or whatever he had said. He wants everything, everyone. And so that was really cool that he said that. It kind of gave me, like I said, a little bit of goosebumps.
Had seized the ripest apple on the tree. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please.
Ooh. I would start in the church. Bro, I'm telling you, man, I'm getting chills from this, bro. It's his voice. It's so ominous, and it's the way he's saying this, dude. Reminds me of oh, dude, I got the chills. But with the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, right? Because the story of Adam and Eve, the devil whispered in Eve's ear, basically to eat the apple. So her and Adam ate the apple from the forbidden garden or whatever it was. So
Eve, do as you please.
Do as you please, right? And what they pleased at the time was to eat the apple because they were hungry.
To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around.
Oh. You know what? I am starting to see kind of where this thing's going right here, man. So I thought this was going to be a poem, but what was throwing me off was that they said it was a broadcast. But I thought it was going to be he wrote a poem or something like that, and he was saying, I mean, it is very poetic, right? Because he's kind of saying in a poetic scheme and such like that. But he's talking about I feel like this relates to right now more than ever. And he released this back in 65 or 67 or something like that. And the fact that it rings more true to this day is what's scary. Because so far what he's saying is beyond accurate. he's saying, to the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. From my perspective, I don't hear nearly about church or any of that kind of stuff as I used to. When I was a kid, like, we were raised that we had to go to church every Sunday. We had to do this. Since I've gotten older, I have kind of broken away from the church because I haven't believed in everything that they've done. And I feel like there's not one true church or religious group that I have been like, okay, this is where I belong. Like, I just don't feel like any of them are 100% right in what they're doing. So that's why I'm like, I believe in what I believe in, right? I believe in God, and I believe in my own versions of what happened. And yes, there's some stories that I believe are true, and there's some stories that I don't believe in. So this rings so much true. Like, they have added so much confusion to people and like what is true, what is right, right? Like, for me, I don't know what's true, you know? And I think that's cool that he says that to the young. I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince him that man created God instead of the other way around. And you have no idea how often I hear that nowadays. I feel like I hear that more now than I did when I was younger. I hear it a lot more now about people saying, I don't believe in God. Like, how would God have done this and this and this and this and this? And maybe that's because I'm older and that those kind of topics or conversations are a little more noticed than they were when I was a kid. But man, this is trippy, man.
Created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington.
Oh my God, bro.
And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills.
Damn,
If
bro.
I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves.
Bro.
Until each in its turn was consumed.
Holy shit, bro. I'm telling you, man, the more he is going in, the more chills I'm getting, bro, because this is so accurate. Bro. I feel like it's very rare now to hear about families that have stuck together and made it through tough times than I do hear about families that have split apart. Like, families that split apart and have broken up and such like that seems more common nowadays than ever in my lifetime. And it's become normalized. Like, it's become normalized to, if you get married, it's okay to get divorced and get remarried and find someone else. Oh, it's okay to get pregnant and have kids and then go find somebody else. Like the society we live in has normalized a lot of the stuff that we looked at 30 years ago and said, this is not normal. It's not normal. You don't just go marry somebody and then go marry somebody else and marry somebody. Like, you don't get married 3 or 4 times. That's not normal. But nowadays it feels like that's more normalized than ever before. And when he said that he would sell R-rated movies to put out, jeez, bro, this is insane. And then nations at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves. I grew up as a Mormon, so I grew up in a Mormon church. When I went to church, man, Scouts was just a part of church. Nowadays, I thought that I had heard somewhere that the Scouts is now separate. The Boy Scouts are separated from the church now. So again, churches at war with themselves. Like, dude, this is mind-blowing.
Churches
right now,
at war with themselves and nations at war with themselves until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress.
And you know what? I think it was in one of my videos that I did of Tom MacDonald that I had talked about this, where I said, I don't understand why in school they took out us doing the Pledge of Allegiance. When I was a kid, Pledge of Allegiance was a part of you every morning, right? You stood up, you did your Pledge of Allegiance. We were one nation under God. They took that out of schools. They don't do that in schools anymore, at least not any schools in my area. And I kept saying, I don't understand why we took that out of schools. To me, that was showing support not only to the nation and the troops, and that's what we are, right? We're one nation under God. And they took that out, and I don't remember what I read. I heard speculation about the reason they took it out is because it was too religious or whatever the case may be, which, again, exactly what he's saying. Soon I could evict God from the courthouses, then the schoolhouse, and then from the House of Congress. Damn, bro.
And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil...
Shit, bro. That goes hard, bro. I want to check that out again. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. Damn, bro. Damn. And the accuracy to that, dude, is absolutely insane. Because literally when I think about Christmas now, there's a lot of like pictures and stuff that I see where it's like, you know what I mean? Like obviously you think of your normal stuff, trees, snowman, that kind of stuff. But dude, you do think about wine, cup. Damn, bro. And Easter, I 100% think about an egg or a bunny. I don't ever think about, you know, Jesus or the cross or the reason that Easter is here. Same with Christmas. Like we've all kind of lost the meaning of what Christmas truly is, right? Damn, bro.
An egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich.
Damn,
I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned.
That's just what I was saying earlier.
Fun.
That is literally just what I was saying earlier, where I was saying that, you know, jumping from marriage to marriage to marriage has become normalized nowadays, where we don't have to, like, people, it's not frowned upon to do such a thing. And I'm not saying it's like it's bad, but see, even me right here, like I am giving in to the fact that I'm saying, okay, it's not the worst thing. It's your life. You want to make your choices. Like, in my opinion, why are you even getting married if you don't plan on like committing for life? What's the point of getting married? Don't even do it. Just go be boyfriend and girlfriend. Okay, then when you're done or you want to break up, you can just be done and you can go break up. You don't have to go through all this extra stuff. You don't have to go through kids, family, breaking apart a family. Trust me, I'm a child of a divorced parents. That shit did so much more damage that we didn't see at the moment. Over time, it did so much more damage between like even me and my siblings, me and my parents. Like it's devastating, right? So imagine that, and it's normalized nowadays. I can't even imagine
that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure.
Damn, bro.
In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
If I were the devil, I would just keep on doing what he's right on doing. What he's been doing. Damn, dude, this whole thing just blew my mind, bro. I'm telling you, I got chills. Like, look at this. I don't know if you guys can see these goosebumps and stuff. Go back a little bit. But dude. That's so accurate. And I think, honestly, like, there's a lot of the times, too, where I recognize this, and I have conversations about this with friends and such like that, but I don't usually ever try to think or dwell on a lot of this stuff because I think that it's a scary thought to think where society is going to be 20, 30 years from now. Like, I'm scared for my kids. I'm scared for my kids when they grow up. I don't even know what the world's going to be. I don't know what to expect. Things have changed so much in the 20 years that when I was a kid to now, it's absolutely mind-blowing. Right? I'm 29 years old. So the fact that the world has changed as much as it has in the 29 years I've been on this earth is mind-blowing. So I'm scared for my kids to know what the heck is going to be. What's the world going to be? What is our country going to be? What is society going to be in another 29, 30 years? I mean, it's a scary thought. It can go either way, right? I mean, it could be better. It could be much better, and it could be, in a much more well state of being. But the way that things have kind of gone in the last 30 years, the track record says that that's not the case, right? The track record says that it's going to be going a lot worse than it is now. And that's what I'm scared for, man. I don't even know what to expect from my kids. And it scares me. Like, how do you prepare your kids to go take on the world or to try to find success in the world when you don't even know what that's going to be or what that's going to look like or what that's going to mean by the time they're old enough to go out there and do all that. So this is tough, man. That was scary, dude. And the fact that this came out way back in the 60s, that's what gave me the goosebumps, was the fact that, like, just his he was so ominous, and oh man. And then the fact that everything he's saying to me is like so much more accurate right now than it was probably when he released this. When he released this, people probably were like, this guy's insane. What is he talking about? He's not insane anymore. This was scary accurate. That was good, man. I really liked that. I mean, you guys let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below. Tell me what you thought when you heard this. I mean, it's scary, right? And like I said, it could be just where I'm at and where I'm living in my area and the way that I grew up, right? I mean, I think, I guess you could perceive this in any way. If you grew up in a different type of life than I did or such like that, this could be perceived differently, where maybe you have more hope than I do for the world. I don't know. You guys let me know what your thoughts are down below. Like I said, I mean, long story short, though, man, I'm scared for what the world is going to become, and it scares me for my kids. So, but you guys let me know. And don't forget to, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Have a fantastic day, you guys.